Alrighty, folks, we are back. Cal is in the pit, but not in the good way.
What's the good way? What's the good way?
Yeah, you know, like when you're.
I guess if you're like a mosh pit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or in the orchestra.
Yeah.
Like when you are like, I'm getting paid very well to play the musical instrument that I spent my life mastering, and it fills me with a great sense of fulfillment. That's a great way to
triangle.
Yes. Yeah.
I hold it all together.
If Cal gets through all this, yeah.
The rest of you are still up on the hallway as the wall of fire advances towards you. What are we doing, team?
It'll be quick. I feel like
Sonia's like, guys, something fast would be good.
we need to get Cal out of the pit, though. So somebody needs to hold the rope, or maybe two of you need to hold the rope, and I need to go down and get her
into the fire pit, or excuse me, into the spike pit, the pit with the spikes. That pit.
Yeah, we need to get her out of the spike pit. Yeah.
Okay. She'll toss. And it's like, hang on a second, like, but you're the strong one. Maybe like Satus and I can hold on to the rope.
Okay, great.
Or excuse me, like you and me can hold on to the rope, and Satus can go down and get Cal.
Okay, you okay with that, Satus?
Sure, yeah. Especially because if I need to do a cure wound to bring her back to life, I can always do that too.
Great, let's do it.
Cool.
All right. Quickly, you set it up. I think at that time, Cal, make me a death save, please.
Okie dokie.
Come on.
19!
All right,
Yes.
very good.
Cool.
All right, the walls.
One success.
The flame wall is 1/4 of the way to where you're standing as Satus, you dive into the spike pit.
Yeah, I guess, so what, Cal needs 2 death save successes to get out of there?
Stabilize.
To
3.
stabilize.
And if I do cure
Like
wounds,
2
does
more.
she just like...
If you do
Just,
cure wounds, she's back.
Yeah, let's just do that. Time is of the essence. I'll just do...
Let's not trust the dice.
Let's not mess around. Yeah, I'll do just a, for now, just to get her back, I'll do a level 1 cure wounds. And that is 10 points of healing.
Oh, thank you so much.
No problem.
Yep. You sort of, like, I think that you maybe like
Cal.
pry her off the spikes first, and then you Cal.
Yeah.
And Cal,
Yeah.
you wake up in the middle of this spike pit. The headless body of the dwarf guard that you killed impaled on the spikes next to you guys.
Vibes.
Okay, can we see anything? Any way of avoiding the flame that is coming towards us very, very fast?
Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Cal and Satus, you're still gonna need to do a strength check to get out of the pit. Now you gotta climb your way up.
I guess
Okay.
I can't do the perception check
No.
since I'm inside of the pit.
Yeah, you're in the pit. This is a Helena only perception check.
Great, I get a 14.
Ooh, not bad.
That's good.
You're not. I mean, it's very distracting to have a gigantic flame wall approaching you, but it seems like they didn't kind of leave any nooks in the corner to where people could just kind of squirrel their way out of it. There may be some way to break whatever spell is making this happen, but you.
Okay, maybe I can do something.
Do we need to close the door?
Well, I guess Satus from down in the pit would go, wait, I know how to do dispel magic. I think I can do that.
Oh.
That would be great.
But then
Sonya goes, get out of the pit, get out of the pit.
Can I pull this to help them?
I think that will give you Satus advantage on your strength if you have Satus and
sweet.
If you have rather Sonya and Helena pulling you up.
Okay, so that is.
And Cal, go ahead and roll me this strength check
Okay.
too.
Great.
You can kind of
Okay,
both be trying
so
to.
with
do I get
advantage,
Okay.
I got where's just so just straight strength. Okay, so I got an 11.
Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll do it.
And I got an 8.
You'll maybe slide a little bit back down. You're kind of you're still in the pit.
Yeah.
But Satus,
That's
you're now
okay,
out.
because so Satus is out. He would then cast Dispel Magic, which says that I can choose a creature, object, or magical effect within range,
I got
and any
you
spell of third
with,
or lower.
With a that sound, the flame wall disappears, and the torches light themselves up again.
Okay.
Guys.
Yep, pull. Come on,
I think that now that there's not a time pressure element, we can just kind of say
Okay.
you take as long as it takes to get Cal out of the pit.
Great.
So Sonia kind of goes like, all right, well, I guess that whoever's here is pretty paranoid about their security.
Yeah.
You think?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
It's quick thinking, Satus.
Because I've got plenty of spell slots. I also have cure wounds.
Oh,
So
nice.
I'm gonna cast it at what the heck? I'm gonna cast it at 3rd level on
Live a
myself.
little.
Yeah.
Live a
Yeah.
little.
Or
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot,
yeah.
please.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, a lot. Speaking of which, Satus, how you doing?
I'm if I had to put it on a scale of like 1 to 45, I'd say I'm at a 28.
Okay.
Okay, I don't love that, to be honest. I don't love
So it's
that.
like ever so slightly above halfway. So like a
Right.
net positive, but perhaps
Yeah.
not as ideal as we would like it to be.
Yeah,
I
just
could
at like
feel-
28 45ths, you know.
I could feel better about that, just because there's some very, scary people around here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have a potion on you?
Oh, I don't know that I have a potion. I have some open spell slots. If I got to heal some more, I can heal some more. So
Okay.
I'll see if the time comes. But for now, I want to hold on to those spell slots in case I need to do things like make a giant wall of fire go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well done.
So
Thanks for getting me out of the pit, guys.
Of course, Cal.
Sonia will nod and
problem.
kind of go like, no, that was a lot. That was scary. I'm glad you're okay.
Thanks, Sonia.
So the door, there was brick behind it. Is how do we get through? Is the brick still there?
Sonia will shake her head and go, I think that everything on that map past this room was bullshit. I think that this was
This
just
was
a way of
trap.
catching anyone that is trying to enter this building. And either that guard didn't know about it, or he was really, really good at lying even with his mind. I'm guessing that there's probably a different entrance somewhere.
Just to confirm, Satus is gonna. Is the pit still there? Like, can I even throw? I want to make sure it's like literal brick and not like the illusion of brick.
Yeah. I mean, like again, like
is the portrait still on the ground? Can I frisbee it through?
So the portrait
Throw
is
the corpse.
so the portrait is like it's not like nicely framed. It's just kind of like a piece of canvas.
Oh,
But again,
okay.
but like there is this like bookshelf that has like books and like glass vials and shit. There's even sort of this like what looks like a lit beaker with this kind of like weird like bubbling like kind of gooey substance on one end of like this like bookcase. So there's like a lot of things that you can pick up and like choose. You can like get like one of the stools that the dudes were sitting on. You could get like the dead dwarf sword and just like chuck it at the wall.
Satus will grab the flubber and throw it at the brick just to make sure.
The flubber being the like
the
weird
the
gooey...
beaker that's because maybe it's an explosive.
So you try to pick up the whole beaker?
Yeah,
that shit's not going anywhere.
Ah, damn! I thought it was gonna be a secret bookcase.
That shit looks surprisingly fucking attached to this stone, not to stone, to this bookcase. And you kind of even notice that like it's not even like glued down. It's like attached at the back of the beaker too. Like it's like really almost like built into this bookcase.
Can I investigate? Do I have any idea what's in this beaker?
It looks, roll me an investigation check actually before I just give you a freebie. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's a 17 plus 3 for a non-natural 20.
So it's interesting. You have no idea what it is, but it's like it looks fucking nasty and revolting. But the thing catches your eye, which is that when you grab the beaker, it's actually not very hot. Even though it's kind of has like a lit flame going underneath it. But if you look around it, it sort of looks as though bits of it are staining the books and the pieces of the bookshelf and the floor around it, almost as though this thing constantly gets spilled. And you even sort of see lying on the ground a rag that has various stains on it, the same color as the goo. So all of that kind of catches your eye of just kind of like, so wait, like, this thing, like, you can't pick it up, like, you can't move it, but also it's still, like, getting, like, spilled a lot? Like, what's going on here?
My guess would be maybe this is some sort of, like, flame resistant goo, and people use it to still go down this hallway of sorts. And maybe they're using the rags to like pour it on them.
Maybe.
And perhaps this is a thing that people utilize. But I just did Dispel Magic, which is the other way to do it. Okay.
Could be.
Okay. I guess at the very least, I just want to grab something and chuck it at the brick wall, make sure it's a brick wall behind that door.
Okay. Like, do you want to grab like
So-
the dwarf sword and just toss it there?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yep.
And then I kind of like javelin it.
Roll me an attack roll just to kind of like see like
Ooh,
what we do here.
I got a 14 on a d20.
Nice.
Like you throw the javelin and it like chips a little bit of stone and falls off. It's like clang, and like it has like a nice echoing clang. It looks pretty fucking solid.
Okay, so it's a real brick wall. I guess we went down one stairwell. I guess we could try that other stairwell. It does make me upset that it would appear as if we just murdered two people for no good reason.
So there is no other down-going stairwell because the B stairwell leads just to like the back of the room where this brick structure is. Like you have no there is no sort of like path that you have found that you have not either gone down or accounted for, except for those 3 doors at the top floor when you came in.
And these bookcases are not like trick bookcases.
I don't know. Are they?
We do this to all the books.
Looking for switches, moving every book.
You like literally like knock everything off this bookshelf. It like all clatters to the ground. There's like, like a couple of glasses like clang, shatter as like some like vials get like knocked off. Literally by the end of it, the beaker is the only fucking thing still on this bookshelf. Everything else has been removed from it. Which like now gives you an even clearer view of like the various stains and pieces, almost as if this thing was constantly getting like moved in some way, or if it was like occasionally like overflowing out of the beaker or something like that.
Here's a thought, team, with this beaker, because we do have to get through this. There's a chance that there's something on the other side of this brick wall. I wonder, this would be absurd, and I feel bad for their staff. Is there a chance that we take this potentially flame-resistant goo, covered one of us, I'll volunteer myself in it, set off the trap again and let the firewall go and maybe break the brick wall? Am I out of whack, or is this like how people get into the next room?
Well, here, first things first, why don't you put on a little bit of the goo and I'll throw some fire at you.
Good idea.
Okay, or there's an open flame, right? Can't I just put it over?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so how about Satus tries that? He like takes a glove.
Yeah, hang on though, like because this is like we're gonna need to take this as moment by moment because this is fucking nasty.
Okay.
Like this thing is like you're like saying like I'm gonna grab like something that has the consistency of like a beaker full of vomit. So like roll me a Constitution saving throw just to kind of see like how Satus's stomach is doing here.
That's 15 plus 2 for 17.
This man is a
Iron
wheel
stomach.
of fucking steel. Nothing gets him. So
he's had some weird tea.
So you kind of like brace yourself, put your hand inside the beaker. You're relieved to find that even though it has a horrible fucking chunky consistency, it's not warm. It's not hot inside the beaker. But you also feel a strange thing. You sort of feel almost like a metal object inside the beaker within the opaque goo. Almost like a lever.
I try to pull the switch.
It takes you a while, but like eventually you're able to find kind of like the way that like this like metal object that is very clearly a concealed part of the beaker can be moved. And there's sort of a click, and then a moment later, brrr, as like, like half of the bookcase that the beaker is not on rises up, revealing a spiral stone staircase going deeper into this facility.
Yes.
All right, that makes way more sense than cover myself in the flame-resistant goo and set off the trap unintentionally to break the brick wall.
Your hand, however, is now fucking nasty. Let me really emphasize that your hand is like fucking nasty.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to find the nearest sink. But
not really a safe,
but I'm just
You can
I'm just saying.
wipe
The
it
next
on the corpse.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, the portrait's not framed, right?
There's a rag on the floor.
Okay, I
There's
used the
a
rag.
rag on the floor before we desecrate this
Stepping
man's beloved portrait anymore. Like I will,
Cool.
like I will find it funny up until a point, but even I have a line.
Okay.
All right, we gotta use the rag.
Your hand is less gross.
Cool. The next time I see some water, I'm gonna run it through it.
Good idea.
Good lord, excellent. But yes, Sonya will sort of go like, "Good fucking job. That's a good find, team."
Yeah. Way to
Well,
go, Satus.
Yeah,
Hey,
excellent job.
sometimes you just gotta,
Stick your
it's
hand in some unknown goo.
well, and it's not just all educational books I read. Every now and then I want a good mystery. So
That's right,
get a little intrigue.
All right.
So yeah, let's go down those stairwells.
Cool. So, the staircase is pitch black. Like, it is dark, dark, dark. Do we provide a light source?
I can
Or-
cast dancing lights.
Or do we want to
or
trust
I
your
can
night
just
vision?
You can
or I
see,
can just
right?
go first and
Yeah, I think we do that just in case someone's down there and that would alert.
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
saying, if someone misses a step and falls, the pratfall potential is top notch. Like, just kind of
Okay,
one of those,
okay.
like, somebody falls, it just kind of like rolls, takes them down with them. You kind of like keep rolling down the staircase. Really, like, comedy is what we're looking for here.
yeah. Well, I'll cast dancing
Okay.
lights.
I think that's fair.
Just-
I want to
just
once
make
again emphasize, like, Thunderwave. Like, it's been a fucking racket.
Yeah. Like people
Yeah.
probably know that we're here at this point. But so I'll cast dancing lights so that we can all see on our way down.
Okie dokie. The staircase goes down for a while. Like, you feel, since it's a spiral staircase, but, you know, there's, like, no windows, no openings, nothing that leads into other rooms until you're maybe about, like, what would be 4 flights of stairs further underground than you already were, when you arrive at a closed wooden door.
Shall we try to open it?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
The door opens. And beyond it is rather a strange room. So it is maybe roughly the size of like a large living room, perhaps. Like sort of comparable to the living room at the Cordell estate, where you had tea and salmon with your old
I believe
friend.
it was trout.
Ah,
I believe
trout.
it
Yes,
was
excuse me.
smoked
How could I?
trout.
How
Yes,
could
yes, yeah.
And the ground on this room is stone, but it has been covered with straw. And there is a wall. So, you know, you sort of like come in at one end of the room, and immediately to your right, there is a wall. And on this wall are 5 metal doors, each of which have a little barred window, almost like the kind that you would see in a prison. And then if you sort of like look from there, which is to your right, you turn to your left, the room, as it goes deeper, has what sort of look like I think the quickest way to describe it is like the metal slab that like Frankenstein is in when they do like the lightning stuff to like awaken him. Like sort of these like metal slabs that look like they were made to like hold bodies on them. And on the ground around these metal slab are little bits of viscera and blood and sort of like little body pieces. And on the far side, sort of like past these metal slabs, is a wall which has a metal door in the middle of it, no window in this wall. And on either side of it is a mirror that sort of like runs the entire length of the room. like sort of, kind of like, like the wall is just like mirror, 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 momentary door interruption, and then mirror, 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 covering the entire wall. But the thing that catches your eye, the clear centerpiece of the room, is what looks like a large stone basin in the middle of the room with some water on it, from which a strange kind of unearthly glow is coming up. And quick round of perception checks, please.
Okay.
7.
I got a 14.
8.
You hear a slight crunching sound from one of the cells to your right. Perhaps
Go
on the
over
cell that
and
is
look.
the farthest from where you are right now.
We go over to look.
Do you look through the windows in any of the other cells?
Sure.
So most of the cells just have bones in them, in bloodstains, little bits of viscera maybe. The third cell has a man, or more accurately, what was once a man and is now just a carcass, propped up against the wall. And it sort of looks as though everything above around here in his head is just gone. Almost as though it was cut off, or more accurately, almost as if something like clawed its way out, because it's not like a single neat cut the way that it was with Helena's sword. But as you arrive at the last window, you will see through it the shape of a halfling man, as he gnaws on a bone which still has a little bit of meat left on it. And as he sort of, looks up, you will see that something is very clearly wrong or different about this halfling, because his eyes are glowing sort of like bright yellow, and you see sort of like strange veins pulsing in his head. And you'll sort of, almost see him grunt a little bit and kind of twitch a little bit, and then he'll kind of like go back to gnawing on whatever meat is still left on this bone.
Okay.
Oh.
So that's a worry.
Should we just back away or try to talk to him?
Sonya's like, I don't think that this guy's in a place where he has a lot of things to say.
He doesn't seem like a
Okay.
talker.
Okay, let's maybe back away.
Leave him to his bone.
Yeah.
And you'll sort of, like, after a moment as you walk away, you'll sort of hear, like, that crunching sound resume the cadence that it was before you guys stepped up to it.
Nice. So, the mirror on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's magic?
Me?
Probably.
I don't think any of us have detect magic.
No, but you are very clever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know about that, but
We could at
we can
least.
take a look.
Yeah, we could Arcana check it.
Yeah.
All right, roll me an Arcana check.
All right.
Okey-dokey.
That would be a 9.
For me, it is 16.
Ooh.
You
Me, it is a
see,
2.
you see nothing about this mirror that in any way exudes magic or indicates that it is enchanted. There is something, like, off about it. Like, you can't quite tell what it is. Like, it may have, like, some slight distortion in some way that you can't quite place. But you don't spot anything that looks magical about it. Like, it kind of looks like a mirror that has a very slight funhouse effect on it, or something like that. Like, you sort of can kind of tell that there's something off about the mirror, but you don't know what it is.
Okay.
All right.
But there's a door, right?
Yes.
Between the mirrors?
In, like, like between the two mirrors, there is a door.
Okay. And we didn't see anything else in any of the other windows or cells as we...
In the other cells, just little bits of what seemed like they were bodies, and then that one body that had its head partly removed. And then there's still like the stone basin in the middle of the room.
Okay. Should we try to go through this door? Or...
Well, weren't we gonna go? Oh, I guess. Did we go to the cell where we heard the crunching? Was that what the weird dude?
That's where the
that
halfling
was,
is.
that was the
Okay,
halfling.
cool.
That's where the halfling is.
Then yeah, I guess let's try the door.
This door is extremely locked.
Extremely locked.
We try the
Extra
other
locked?
key.
Find
Nope.
the other key.
Nope. That other
Okay.
key does not open this door.
Okay.
Anya?
Yeah, I can try, but this place has given me the Wiggins, guys.
Yeah, you're not alone.
I wonder if it's some sort of magic thing with the two mirrors to make it like a puzzle of sorts, but we can give Sonya's pickpocketing a try first.
Yeah.
So Sonya kneels down and starts to kind of, tinker with this lock. And after a moment, something very odd happens, which is that you hear her sort of do this like strangled gasp. And then a moment later, she rises and then keeps rising, and actually rises off the ground as though something was grabbing her by the throat. And
Oh, God.
all of a sudden, with like a very sudden, violent burst of speed, she is just knocked against the wall of this room. Everybody roll me initiative. We might not get through all of this today, but let's at least see how far we do get.
Okay.
I got 16.
I got a 20 plus 3.
Ooh. I got 10.
Okay,
20 on the initiative roll. Does that mean you get to go twice?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it should. I think it
with a
should.
commanding 40, Helena goes first.
Yeah.
Ella attacks the invisible and almost certainly.
I was gonna say,
permeable.
here's my first question. What are we fighting?
Yeah.
Unclear, but we are now at the point where we need to be moving at initiative speed.
Okay.
Um,
So Helena's
and
first.
like also like if you instead of taking like a physical action want to take like a can I stop and try to figure out like what is happening,
Mhm.
like sort of a like can I like try to do an investigation thing.
Yeah.
Like we can do that, like that is totally fair.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
But Helena, you are on first. I'm sorry,
I
Cal,
would-
what did you say your initiative was?
10.
All right, yes, correct.
Yeah, I would like to some extent, try and figure out what's going on because I'm worried I won't be able to hit this thing and that I might be better off trying to get Sonya or like hold up her legs or something like that.
I roll me an investigation check.
Cool. I get a 7.
This is strange and spooky. There may be a ghost involved. There may be an invisible monster. The possibilities are a lot right now. You don't know.
Okay. Well, let's establish whether or not I can hit it at all. So I'm gonna swing my sword quite carefully for where it seems like it would be, but not into Sonya. Okay, that's a 17.
You swing your sword through the air and make contact with nothing.
Right-ho. Good to know.
However, it seems that whatever presence is here, you have now caught its eye, Beth. And you suddenly feel almost as if like two very powerful hands clasped your shoulders and started to push you. I need a strength check, please. Or is it, yes, a strength check.
Okay. Yep, 18 plus 4.
Oh, this thing did just ever so slightly a little bit better than you on this one.
Oh, God.
Wait, hang on, 18 plus 4?
Yeah.
All right, no, it didn't. You sort of, like dig your heels in and stay like where you are as this force tries to move you.
Okay.
Satus, your turn.
Okay. This might not work because it's invisible, so I'll ask you. I have a cantrip called True Strike, where you can point a finger at a target and get an insight into their defenses.
I believe this
and
is
then
a
get
target you can see.
all it says is target in range.
Fascinating.
So can I just point at like the opposite, whatever, like, you know, just in front of Helena?
Man, interesting. So, not really.
Okay, that's valid.
Yeah, that's poorly worded on their part.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
I think that it's one of these things where like I think that they have left it in the wording so that it is kind of like you could still point at something if you know that it's there, even if you can't see it.
Yeah, but we don't know what we're
going
fighting.
on here might be a little bit more complicated than this. So like I will say that like you can try it, but you won't know whether it worked or not.
Yeah, so maybe in the future. And then in that case, I think I will try to do an investigation check just to try to see if I can make sense of what is happening.
Okay.
So that is going to be... a natural 20 plus 3.
Yay!
It all suddenly kind of like clicks together in your head, Satus, of like... Your dragons may or may not be here. You have almost certainly stumbled into one of the layers of the mind flayers that have been working with the Solanese Navy. And you are fighting a creature with psionic and telekinetic powers.
Okay.
And it is not happy to have this intrusion upon its home.
Are we still wearing our hats?
This will not, even if you are, this will not help you against what is happening right now.
Yeah.
We've thwarted every villain from some hats.
Cal, it's your turn.
I would, Satus would relay this information to the team as well.
You can just like very quickly, just like yell, like it's this.
This is what we're up against.
Mind flares.
Yeah.
Okay. Cal is going to go over to Sanya and try to like, is she still pushed up against a wall?
No, actually, she's like, it was almost like the thing just kind of like ragdolled through her against the wall, so she's not pinned or anything. She just like hit the wall and is like stunned.
Okay, she's like stunned.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I? Never mind. I'm gonna hope she's okay for now. I would like to go to the stone basin in the middle of the room and check that out and see if there's anything on there that might indicate something of what's going on.
Okay, perception check.
Perception check. Okay. 14?
You see that, like, you know, the pool is lit up and you sort of see that it is not actually water in it, but some kind of strange, salty, briny substance in which about 20 or so small amphibian tadpoles are swimming around.
Oh no! Baldur's Gate! Ah! Okay. Can I do... That was Emma, to be clear.
Sure.
That was, can I, like, do any sort of insight check to guess what this might be, or history, or...
It would be an Arcana.
Arcana?
Yeah. I think that this is knowledge of weird monsters from beyond the pale of time and space. I think that falls into the purview of Arcana.
Classic.
Okay. Classic. Okay, 9.
It's something, all right. It's something creepy, and it's not good.
Yeah, great. Okay. I will back away from the basin.
Cool. Helena, it's your turn.
I don't know what I do. I want to see if I can let out the gnawing person as a distraction.
Okie dokie. Tell me more about. So you're just like gonna run over to your side of the room and like open up that cell?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna make lots of noise as well to kind of get the ghost's attention.
So it's basically like the cell kind of has like a padlock that you just kind of need to, from this side of it, it's very simple to just kind of like raise it and open it, whereas it would be like a very solid thing for anyone on the other side of it. So yeah, it will not be hard to like let this creature out.
Oh, I don't know if this is a good plan.
I mean, look, at the very least, if you let him out, maybe he'll like us, and he can cause some chaos. Worst case, we lock him back in.
Yeah, okay.
All right, you open
Embrace
the door.
chaos.
Yes.
And the the halfling inside sort of looks up, and you sort of see some spark of either intelligence or animal menace in his brain as he drops the bone and sort of, incorporates himself back up, and we'll see what he does at the end of this round.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Satus, it is now you that sort of feel this sort of like force turn its attention towards you and grab you. I need a strength check, please.
Oh, Satus. He is always bench pressing with his big +0. Dice on the ground. I'm gonna go with the digital dice. That would be 16 +0 for a 16.
Oh my god, that is so close. You feel as this force, with like astounding force and speed, just like drags you and moves you, and it's almost like that you have like one hand on the back of your neck and one hand sort of like grabbing the top of your head as this thing just like whips you across the room straight at the stone basin and dunks your head into the water.
No.
A swirly.
It is now your turn, Satus. You are struggling, and even sort of like, even in the confusion, you can start to see some of these like squirmy creatures that are in the tank beginning to sort of like approach you.
Okay.
But the force is not gone anywhere, like it's like holding you there.
Got it. Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of my attacks and stuff are all like about creatures, and I still don't think this is a creature. It's just kind of like a force of sorts. I think okay. I'm gonna cast. I will cast enhanceability on myself.
Does that dare have a verbal component?
It just says you touch a creature and bestow upon it a magical enchantment.
Yeah, but
choose
if you
one
look
of the
at
following.
components.
Oh, component says VSM.
Yeah, that's V. That's a magic word that you need to speak clearly and which you
Got
cannot
it.
do while your head's
Then
underwater.
rather than get funky with it, I'm just going to try to get undunked.
All right,
And
that's
just
another,
try to
that's
wriggle
another
my
strength
way.
check.
Yeah. I don't know if there's really anything else I can do. That is just an 8.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere, my brother, unfortunately.
Okay.
Cal, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to Satus and
Thank you.
and try to pull him back. And do I feel anything like holding him there?
You don't, but
I don't.
But like it's
But,
still
okay,
it's still a contested strength check. Like I'm still gonna need a strength check,
Sure.
Cal.
Yeah, I get it. 19.
Ooh. You pull Satus out of the briny pool. Just a moment you see as one of the tadpole was about to swim into his ear.
Oh, that would have sucked.
We don't want that, guys.
Thank you so much, Cal. Oh my god, I love my brain. Oh.
Yeah.
And after a moment as you land on the ground, Satus, you feel the force like leave as it like seems to focus its attention somewhere else. Helena, with a bounding leap, the halfling jumps at you, baring its teeth. Will a 19 hit?
Yeah, 19 will hit.
Yep. You fall to the ground as this thing sort of leaps on top of you, baring its teeth. And I think that is the terrifying image on which we will leave it for this episode of 20 to Midnight. And we'll see what our heroes do to get out of this pickle in a little bit of time, I guess.
Okay.
Terrifying.
This is bad.
Yeah, Emma, I think that you understand what almost just happened.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's very, very good that it didn't happen.
Yep. Let's hope it doesn't happen still.
Yeah.
The tadpoles.
Yeah, the tadpoles are not good.
Yes.
They're not good.
Yeah, like now that we're not in the thick of it, we can just sort of like state out loud. tadpoles are how mind flayers make other mind flayers. They introduce them into people's brains, and after a certain amount of time, they kind of take control of the body, and then they sort of like burst out of the body.
Oh my god, thank you, Cal, so much. That would have sucked so much.
It
So
would've been really
Satus
bad.
was very, very like it was like if you had not gotten him out of there, it would have been a dexterity saving throw at the bottom of the round,
Yeah.
and that would have been do or die. But we do not need to do that.
God.
Thank goodness. Well,
Did we
thanks
make
everyone
it?
for
Yeah,
watching.
thanks for watching.
Time.
This was a very stressful episode.
I had a great time.
I like it though.
I
It's
loved
fun.
it.
Yeah, it was
a
fun.
lot of
Look,
fun.
Yeah,
we haven't had a
yeah.
puzzly, fighty one in a while, so this
Yeah,
is
no,
good.
this is good. This is
Good
good.
for the
Haven't near-death
diversity of
experience
content.
For a while.
Yeah.
This is good. I like it.
Yeah.
I
It's
was
fun.
not expecting us to go in this direction today, but here we are. Yeah.
Yep. Well,
Mhm.
you know, hopefully we get our dragons back.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
That'd be very cool. Well, yeah. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Thank you to everyone who supports on Patreon. Thank you to Rena who supports at our highest tier. Thanks to all the folks who have been yelling in all caps with Emma in the Discord, which anyone can join. It's
Yes,
free in public.
please.
So
Please
lots
come
of fun
yell
stuff
with
going
me.
on. Thank you all so much for your support.
Indeed.
Yeah.
This has been 20 to Midnight. It is Adventure designed and DM'd by me, Gabriel Urbina. It is performed by Beth, Eyre, Emma Sherr-Ziarko, and Mike Schubert. It features original music by Alan Brody and beautiful original art and design and illustration work by Mikaela Buckley. We have sound effects that have been sourced through soundsnap.com. And we will be back very soon to figure out how our heroes are going to get out of this one. So, thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back soon. Have a great rest of your weeks.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
folks.
everybody.